Hey guys, Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I have a design team projects for Auzz Trinklets and Crafts. Today I am using the Art Impressions Doggy Kisses set. I'm using my Misty stamping tool to stamp the images, and I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black. The paper I'm using today is Mondi Color Copy 250 GSM. I'd just like to apologise for my voice today. I've been very sick this week, so I don't have much of a voice at the moment. Just popping on the Memento Tuxedo Black, pushing down gently. Beautiful. Just cleaning off my stamp. I like to clean my stamps off as soon as I use them. Just removing that from the Misty stamping tool. I'm using Copic Markers today. The colours that I am using on the dog are E21, E23 and E25. I'm zooming in a little bit for you today so that you can see a little bit easier. Sometimes I just do forget to do this. So I'm starting with my lightest colour, the E21. Just giving a light coat just to moisten up the paper a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier to blend those colours in. So you don't need to be perfect when you're doing this, as you will be colouring over the top. I have sped this up for you, but I've only sped it up a little bit, so it's quite easy still to follow. Okay, now going in with my darkest colour, the E25 marker, just adding in all of the shading and just where all the darkest areas would be on that puppy dog there. Now I am creating this card for a friend of mine today actually. She's just had some surgery done, so I've only taken a quick couple of photos of this one as I needed it in the post ASAP. You'll see all the finished photos at the end of the post. I will tag all of the items that I can in the description below, including a list of all the Copic markers that I have used, and you can also see all of those on my blog, which is angelhandmadepapercraft.blogspot.com, and all my cards are available for purchase on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/angelhandmadepapercraft. I'll also pop that in the links below for you. So I'm just going in with my E23 marker just to start pulling out that E25. Now I'm going back in with the E21 marker to blend those colours together. This is a pretty quick and easy image to colour because you only need a couple of colours to colour the doggy in. So just quickly blending all of those together. For some reason some of my markers didn't really want to blend all that well today, so I think I need to refill some of those. I did receive my package from Craft Online yesterday, so I will get those markers filled up ready for my next colouring. You need to remember that he does have a bandage on his tail, so make sure that you don't accidentally colour that in with doggy colours. Just working on his head, blending those colours out to the top of his head and the top of his nose. Just giving that another coat just to try and blend those in a little bit more. Now starting to work on the bandages that are on his tail and the cone that's on his head. I'm using the 0 marker, W0, W1, W2, W3 and W5 markers. So being that the bandage on his tail is just such a small area, I did start with my darkest marker there, and I'm just slowly pulling those colours out. And lastly, just going in with my 0 marker just to lighten those down a little bit so it still does have a little bit of bandage colour there. Now starting on the cone, I'm just putting down my darkest colour there. Sometimes I switch between starting with the darkest colour and starting with the lightest colour, just depending on what I'm colouring. Okay, so now going in with my W3 marker, pulling out that shadow a little bit more from his head inside the cone. And going in with my W1 marker, pulling that out a little bit more. And then lastly, I'll grab the 0 marker and just finally just pull all of that colour out so that it's still got the whiteness to it, but it does have a little bit of shading and things as well. Excuse me. Now I'm going into the shadow underneath the doggy, so I'm using the same W markers to do that. No, I'm using the W0 and the W2, sorry. So it's just starting mapping out the shadow where I would like the shadow to be, and then slowly starting to pull that colour out from beneath him. And then lastly, just using the 0 marker just to soften out those lines. Now I'm going to start working on the card. So I'm using a Stitch Circles die from Fawn. I'm unsure if which set that's from, as I keep all of my stitch circles in the same package, as in whether it's the small or the large. This is the stitched Fishtail flag stacks. I didn't actually end up using it where I was going to use it originally. I ended up cutting the flag out separately as I stamped the sentiment a bit too close to the circle of the dog. I'm using the Studio Calico Here and There collection paper pad, and I'm trimming that all up with my Tim Holtz Tonic Studios Guillotine there. Getting all those cut out. Excuse the dressing gown there. I've been sick all week and running a little bit behind on my design team post, so I was working in my pajamas. Yep, that was me. So Monday, Tuesday I had a severe migraine, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I've had the severe flu that's going around. So I'm feeling awesome, and I go back to work tomorrow. So yep, great. I actually work in a medical centre, so I'm probably not the best one for a good immune system, and I haven't built that up quite yet, even though I have worked there in the industry for a few years now. Just sticking all that together with my Scotch ATG gun. I did actually have to refill my gun in between, so if you notice my gun in the pictures, that's why. That's me refilling the gun here. It's quite easy to do. There's quite a lot of videos and things on YouTube if you are stuck with that. Just popping the image into the center of my card. Popping down the banner. Now I did actually run the banner through twice, which gave the stitching across the top of the banner as well. Just fiddling around with it, wasn't quite straight enough for me. So that's that start part of it done. This is a Twiddleybitz pre-made card base. I did purchase these quite a few years ago. I've got quite a few left. I'm not sure if they still sell those or not. Layering down some ATG gun, popping that onto the center of the front of the card, giving it a quick smush, make sure it's stuck down well and good. Now I'm just using a few of the cut-offs from the front of the card here. That's the way that I decorate the inside of the cards. It's the best way to use up all your little leftovers and things. But I've also got a box here that I use for a friend's daughter that I collect all my bits and bobs in, so that she can do some scrapbooking and things with those. So every couple of months she gets a nice little gift box full of goodies, you know, leftover die cuts and stamped images and, you know, scraps of patterned paper and things like that. So just giving those a trim with the guillotine. Now I'm going in with my Scotch ATG gun again, layering those on top of each other, carefully sticking that down to the left side of the inside of my card, and then I need a white circle to allow a message to the recipient, who happens to be my friend that I'm gifting this to today. So just cutting out a scrap of white cardstock so I can run that through my Sizzix Big Shot. Now I realised after the fact that I needed to actually turn that over. Otherwise I wasn't able to write on it. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. Please hit the subscribe button on the end of the video if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thanks a lot. Bye.